My name is George Padmore Uremun, a student of Masters of Education in Teaching in Higher Education Institutions. I'm going to deliberate and explain the benefits of ICT with its examples of tools that can be used to facilitate that. I will equally talk of the problems faced in the Sub-Saharan Africa, and then the strategies in overcoming them, and then propounding some solutions. And I will equally talk about the use of new ICT tools that can be used to bridge the gap, the digital divide, and then they provide examples of affordable technology and discuss their impact on promoting inclusive equipment to educational resources. We are going to explore the potential problems of those ICT tools and how to provide solutions for them. And the last one is to elaborate the strategies integrating the low ICT tools in educational strategy and emphasizing the potential practical approaches. So basically, the benefits of the ICT tools provide wide variety of materials for learning. So basically nowadays it's very easy, unlike those days the traditional methods was only about going to class and gathering a lot of books to get information, to do your assignment, and to learn, and to come and produce or you ask questions. Nowadays it is not the same. So it's very easy to go on net, gather your materials, search for the needed items, and then answer shall be provided and you reference so that you will be caught for academic theft. Another thing is provide easy access to information. So unlike those days, it wasn't easy. You have to go to the library as well. But now you can sit at the confine of your home, just with the tool of an iPhone, not necessarily an iPhone, but just any other phone. And then when you have internet connectivity and then electricity, at that place you are able to get access to the information, and then that is easy. So that's also want to provide easy feedback from the teacher to the student, so the student is able to know how far he or she is improving. So it provides that then he has to set up, or the teacher will have to change his style or method of teaching. The student also change his style of learning. Also provide easy method of teaching because the teacher is able to adapt. He doesn't need to go and stand in a classroom to explain his topics or analyze things. He can do this while sitting at the comfort of his home. The student can usually sit at the comfort of his home and receive information. So that is very easy, and therefore because of ICT. It also improves learner communication between the teacher and the learner. Those who feel shy to communicate in class basically will have or can now communicate without being seen who they are or how they look like. The teasing and all those things will be less minimal, and then those mannerism all the students that usually put across each other will be lessened there. And teachers can actually monitor and facilitate and make corrections about teacher students' answers. Examples of IT tools that you can use that can be in the classroom are that Google Teams, Google Meet, Zooms, Moodle, a lot. You can just go to the app that's in Play Store and then make a download, and then you are easy to go on electronic and then listen attend a lecture. The second one has to do with the challenges faced by ICT, using ICT in the West Africa, Sub-Saharan Africa. I'll categorize them into three main ones. That will be socio-economic problems or limitations, infrastructure limitation or problems, and then educational inconvenience or problems. The socio-economic factor, which is usually very common and it just run through all Africa and then Sub-Saharan Africa. Usually, the GDP most of these countries are usually very low comparable to the developed countries. So this shows that the economic indicators are usually not very good to support and then the marginal population within the nation. So it's really difficult for them to even afford a 3 square meal, let alone getting access to an IT device. So this is one of the key things that's really making it difficult Forrest championed the cause of making an IT an international worldwide usage, said that we will move from the traditional classroom. So when governments or top officials begin to work on themselves, begin to improve on the economic indicators, and begin to lessen corruption, then we can have another discussion about this, and we really need to talk about this. Another thing is the infrastructure limitations. Yes, basically the government do not really, most countries are still underdeveloped base of basically electricity do not really go back to their hinterlands. So usually poor communities are yet to get access to electricity. So lessening development and making it difficult for those who live in such communities to access ICT. So when electricity is not there, how then do you now get internet access? When these two are in place, it is easy. You can get electricity without internet, but then when electricity is there, it's easy for them to connect internet, because definitely the two things work together. So when the two are getting together, then we now get access, and then we could get informations and then deliver irrespective of where you find yourself. Then the second one is economic educational constraints. Basically, because of disparity between the poor and then the rich, it is difficult for the poor communities or poor families to get the same service of education as compared to those with a rich environment. This is making a disparity between the poor and the rich. Until we break the gap between the poor and rich, education or quality, access to equal education will always be a challenge. How do we now provide solutions for these problems? So just like the social economic indicators, as I explained and trying to bring it. So basically, government have to set up, provide, and improve the economic indicators, improve the GDP rate, so that we can easily business can be booming, so that anybody at all or anybody within the middle class, most of them that improve, they can easily boost up their financial status and can be able to access ICT tools that can promote the use of ICT. The second, the infrastructure. So electricity, getting electricity to the communities, getting internet done at the community level will sort of reach and they make things easy for everybody. The third one is the educational access. When we provide equal access to education in respect to your class, economic, and those things, then we can now have another discussion, or we may not need to have this discussion on this use of challenges associated with ICT. So then, how do you improve based on access quality education in the region? So basically, when you have improving access, when you are raising what? Enhancing access. So by enhancing access, you make it easy for everybody to come on board. You make it easy for to break the gap between the poor and the rich. So you get access to every information, then you can you'll be able to deliver your assignment. You'll be able to get employment. You're able to boost up your ICT problem that we solve. So raising quality by effectiveness, by raising quality of the ICT tools, the ICT divide and network connectivity, then it will rather facilitate and promote the use of ICT in the encounter. The cost, which will be equity, it should spread around, cut around for everybody to get access, so that it spread around both and lessen for everybody to afford, and for both the poor and the rich. And they should be sustainable. So when this basic threat for then the effectiveness to access will be brought down and be taken care of. How to examine the role of the low cost, or use of low cost tools in bridging the gap, economic divide. So basically, the use of low cost tools makes it more economically wise for students and teachers, making it prudent for easy usage to do, because when they're high and they are costly, it will be difficult to get access to the tools. So how do you provide example of affordable technological and discuss their examples of affordable technologies? For example, is use of Android phones, the use of laptops. There are variety of laptops and Android phones that are on the market. So based on your bucket, you look at one that you can use, who have Apple, you can access to ICT. You don't need to have to buy the expensive one. Remember, these tools are usually made for classes of society based on, but they're also doing business. So you have to now look at what your pocket can afford. So the challenges of using low cost ICT tools. We basically the challenges usually face are basically low cost. The cost has always been a problem. Low is relative depending on who is using and then how it is used. So we might say low cost, but then the cost is really cost low as it is. Then they also have privacy to data. Usually informations are usually used by this are difficult to control. So we call that educational theft. So it's easy for you to access information, but then do you cite for those who have the intellectual, who are real owners of this intellectual property? Another problem is continuous upgrade with this ICT device. Most of the time, each time, once in a while, it could be manned a day, or you have to keep on upgrading the apps in here so that they can continue to be functional. So this is usually a challenge faced by most people, both teachers and the students, because this is something they once in a while they have to upgrade it or update it so that it can continue to function. The insufficient technical skills. Basically, the teacher and the student are usually not providing enough knowledge about the usage of this, but before you realize the program have already commented. So government have to, what is more important is that the teacher is already having knowledge deficit, but he's already inculcating knowledge to the child. So who is teaching who? So they should organize workshops and to provide refresher courses for both teacher and the students so that we can easily facilitate the usage of ICT tools. So how do you provide effectiveness for the use of the tools? So by raising awareness to success, raising quality, and then what? Enhancing access. That is whereby with the two ways by which it can be effective. So raising quality and then what? Improving access. These are the only two ways by which the low ICT tools can easily solve the challenges associated with low ICT tools. So they'll elaborate on the strategies on integrating the low ICT tools. How do you integrate? And why do you integrate? How to integrate? What is basically we have to integrate the use of ICT tools with the use of PowerPoint and then cameras, internet homework and assignment, online grading system, classroom tablets. Those are the things that you can integrate it into education. That's in the case of education. And then when you integrate it, then you are able to blend this teaching with the use of the ICT tools. And then why is it important to integrate? For the first place, you integrate because to keep students engaged with the use of the ICT tool. Before then, it was traditional methods. And then you can help students with different learning styles, because when you are doing it, you're able to adapt different learning styles to pick up before. In as much a teacher is the only teacher who can change his methods of teaching, students too can also change their learning styles to imbibe or to inculcate into whatever they want to know. Also prepare the student for life skills. So those are basically the challenges. So what are the challenges associated with the benefit, these strategies? So as I said, there are a lot. Yeah, personal data theft, cost, then continuous upgrades, and then sufficient technical skills with high cost. Those are basically the problems on both teacher and learning, teaching and then learning project. Thank you very much. This is all what I have to say about the questions.